Hey everybody, Jeremy here from Flatware Creations. I'm going live today. I'm finishing an order and I figured I'd show you guys how I install the elephant eye rivets, the crystal rivets. These little guys here. I have a whole bunch more and I do have some big ones somewhere. We do have one big elephant. I'm going to put a little bigger eye in this guy. But so we're just going to finish the order. Let me make sure the messages are good. Hello to the chat. There we go. That's working. Do I have the big ones in here? No, I don't. 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. I still have my order. I haven't even opened it yet. I forgot what I even ordered. But I do know that there's a lot of crystals for the eyes in here. Yeah, there's some of the bigger ones. We might have to make the hole a little bit bigger, but we will make sure that's working. So let's get the show started. We'll start there. And we're back. So if this is the first time you've been here, if you like the video, please subscribe. It's always nice to have new subscribers. I think it was like 30 or 40% of all of my views were from non-followers. So while you're here, just check the little box and click the bell. So like I said, we're going to start completing this order. So I have everything here set out. We've got 3 dogs. Let's see if this will go here. Okay. So we have 3 dogs. There we go. So 3 dogs, 3 cats. The order is for 6 elephants, but I have 2 extra. We're going to put eyes in them anyways. 6 mermaid tails, 3 floating hearts, 6 whale tails. 2 of these I had before, and I just bent over the rest of the handle to make the bail for the necklace. The rest of these will get jump rings. And then 6 bracelets. This is a really pretty one. For a long time, I was taking and searching for the patterns. Would take forever before replacements.com finished their thing. So what I did was I took, let's go to this camera. What I did was take and put the first initial, come on, the first initial, so it's B, and then I put the date. So this one is 1897. So we have 6 bracelets done. They already have their jump ring. I'm using a oval jump ring. I don't remember the millimeter on it. I do know that it is really heavy, and I got it from Flatware. Does it say 14 gauge 8x10? Maybe. So it's an oval, and these are really nice. I have not had one come undone, break, or bend on me, so I'm excited about that. The rest of the jump rings that we'll be using for all of these guys, they're all going to get one of these 8mm stainless jump rings. They're a nice size for most necklaces to be able to get the clasp through. And we're going to finish up with those. So today's going to be a nice and short one. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And the big thing today is we're going to be putting in the crystals for the eyes. And I'm going to show you how I do that and how I used to do that. There is a tool for it, but I haven't used it in years, so I have no idea where it's at. I don't know where it's at. So, because I was going to show you that one too. But we're going to use a hammer and some leather. I couldn't find my big piece of leather, so we're going to be using this. This stuff is, I'm going to say, almost a 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, almost a 1/4 inch thick. Oh, it's not going to focus because I made it to where it doesn't focus. So we could do this. It was being irritating again. There we go. Okay. So jump rings are easy. So let's go straight for the elephants and we'll start getting those guys put together. So let me close this guy up. I'm on my, this box is on its last leg. Hi, Patricia. Thank you. It took me a couple of days, but I got there. Okay, so I have all of the birth month sorted. I don't have very many other crystals left, but so these, the nice part about them is they are rivets. So you have your crystal here that goes through, and then you have your back plate. That's actually the back part of the rivet. So we'll just grab an elephant here, pop this in place, put the back on. So now it's stuck in place. Oh, I gotta turn it to that camera. Come on, mouse. Okay. So there we got our crystal. And we have our back on there. And all of these eyes, after I drilled the hole, I took another bit and I opened up the mouth a little bit of the hole, and I'll show you how I do that. But for this, right now, where did I put that elephant? There it is. I'm just gonna put these guys, give them each an eyeball. Try and find a nice color here. There's a green. Time to trim my nails again. So what that opening up that mouth does is it helps the crystal to sit down in there a little bit more. if it was just on top, the crystal wouldn't really the crystal would just sit on top. Come on. See how the whole thing is up and it's kind of a V. So by opening up that mouth, that V can sit down in a little bit deeper. So there's a yellow. All right. So it's not quite red. I like to get them prepped so I could just keep doing the same thing over and over. Oh, did I make that hole bigger? I didn't make the hole big enough. So the rivet is poking through, but there's no real room for this piece. There's no room for the back of the rivet to fit down in the hole to crimp. So I got to cut that one. I got to make that hole a little bit bigger. Change the bit out here real quick. Oh, I can stick you guys here. So this is the bit that I use. Come on, you can focus. Thank you. What this does is it opens up that mouth so that it will, yeah, definitely too small. So that piece will fit down in there. Your drill bit should not wobble. There we go. Let's just open this hole up. That's not right, is it? It's supposed to be the right size. There is an actual bit for these different sizes, but I don't have. Oh, here it is. So for these size 4 that we're doing for the elephant eyes, it's supposed to be 7/64, and then the bigger one is 1/8 of an inch, or 4mm and 6mm. What is this guy? Um, this is 64ths. Yep. So this is the right bit. Ouch, ouch. It's a long ways down. So, I'm just going to double check the rest of these, because I think I drilled them the wrong size. Yep. Well, I'm glad I saw that now. Let's take all of these guys and just open them up a little bit. Ouch! Well, I thought I was prepared. Go nice and slow. Come on. Sometimes the elephant trunk wants to hold it up at a different angle. That's why it keeps catching. Just go nice and slow. I have no idea what that was. But it's back behind there now. Two more. Okay. Those guys should be set now. Hi Elaine. Always great to see you at work and get ideas and new knowledge. Sending in a smile. Thank you. I got everything set back up the other day to be live, so I figured I'd use it, even if it was just for finishing up this order. So I'm just going to take off, because we made a new burr. So I'm just taking my Dremel to take off that burr on the back. And you just barely have to touch it. Especially since they've been tumbled, we don't want to add more scratches to them or anything. And the rivet is going to cover them, but we don't want to hinder the rivet from going flush. Anything we can do to keep it neat. All right. And she definitely wants the big one. So while we're here, I call them mammoths. It's not gonna autofocus. Focus. There we go. So it's a mammoth. So we gotta open up his eye to 1/8. I think this is it. Not 100% sure. Where does this go to? Oh, maybe we'll try a new one. 1/16. Quarter. No, that's too big. Okay. That's probably it. If not, it's really close. A little bit of wax. This bit is dull. Woo. That's seriously dull. So I'm gonna flip it over and go from the back side here. That was hot. We're gonna let it cool down. And we're gonna go over to the other camera here. Put you guys up there. And we're gonna start setting these. Just make sure that's there. Switch cameras. All right. So we're gonna take one of our elephants. Where'd my leather go? Here, leather, leather. There it is. So what I'm doing here, let me get a rivet in this guy. That's better. You can kind of see how it fits in the hole now. No, you can't. Wrong camera. Not that one. That's the one I want. This is important, so I'm going to show you. See how it's sitting more flush now? That's what we want. All right, let's go back to this camera. So what I do is I put the crystal into, I wish this camera would focus, but that doesn't really seem to have a focus. I'm putting the crystal face down, and then I just take the edge, taking just the very edge of this disc so I can control it. Take my headphones off. Okay, headphones are off. This is important because you can and will break some of the crystals. It's just one of those things that are going to happen. You are going to break the crystals. So whenever you're putting this together, I use my leather, and I'll put the crystal face down into the leather somewhere. Once we go from there, switch it back to this guy. I want just the edge of this to be touching. Wish I could get that camera to focus more. And I'm slowly going down and I'm listening. So we made an indentation that was right on the edge. But now there we go. Now see how it's all nice and flush? And we've got the eye in there. You want to test, make sure the eye doesn't wiggle. There's a little piece poking up here, so I'll always go back and try and get that flat. There we go. Now, that's what I call set. Nice and flat. So the stone is in there. So let's go to the next one. And we'll do it again. I'll see if I can get this camera to get in there. I was hoping that little one would work. So get this guy out of here. Sorry. And I can change the settings on this one. Oops. And zoom. And zoom. There we go. Okay. I'm going to stop it from autofocusing. Okay, so again, I have my eye in here. I'm going to put on the back. I heard it go click. That's what we want. I'm going to put this down here. And I'm using the edge because it's not getting the trunk. Because the trunk always makes it go at an angle. And I'm not putting super amount of pressure on here. I'm just going down to where I feel it stop. And then we're going to take it and look at it. So we've got it up a little bit there. Sorry, you're going the wrong way. So we're pretty flat, but I'm going to turn it just a little bit to try and get that other piece flat. Okay, there we go. So now we're nice and flat. Check your eye, make sure it's not wiggling. I took all these crystals out to drill them out a little bit more. So normally this would only take a couple minutes. There we go. I always like hearing that click. So crystal going down. Just pushing down enough. You can feel it kind of crimp together. Okay, that one's all nice and flat, the whole thing. Check a crystal. It's good. It's not moving around in there. And you can kind of see how it's set in, but it's not completely flush. That's what we want. Well, that's what I want. No more crystals in there. So let's grab an opal one. Come on. I gotta trim my fingernails. So, all we're doing is just repeating. Felt it squish, felt it flatten. Check your crystal. We're good. So the opals, there's a green opal, a pink opal, and like a white opal. This one's more of the white opal. Kind of more Ethiopian looking. Got a couple more. Let's go with a blue. Get our back on here. Touch more. There we go. Nice and flat. These are good. Let me stop that from autofocusing again. Let's see. Do we have a light blue yet? Nope. Come on, click. That's what we want. Rotate that around. Want just a little bit more on this edge. There we go. And we got one more small one, and then we're going to put eyes in this guy. So I want to make sure I have two. I'm going to put a pink opal one in this one. Whoa. I got big hands. And after the last few days, my hands are killing me. But I got one more order that I'll start on today and hopefully finish today. I might go live for that later. It's pretty pink. Got some little flashiness in there. Onto the leather. And we're just using the leather to soften the space for the crystal. Now, I'll show you what you don't want to hear. Can I make that? Okay, so we're gonna make this guy with, so I have 3 of those. Yeah, use this. And I'll see if the microphone, actually this one needs to throw out. Not that big though. Won't that go through? Crazy. One second. I just gotta change drill bits here. Did do that one. Okay. So we're gonna do our squid next. And I was doing blue eyes. Oh. Found a crystal, but it wasn't blue. Let's go with, yeah. I know I have at least 2 of these white or blue ones. And I'll see if I can get the mic right up next to it. I might have it set too deep in there to crack. So if we use something soft, like this board here, it's not super hard, but it's not really soft either. So you're listening for crack. There you go. So we are flat. The crystal is in there, but it's kind of loose, and I don't know if you're going to see it on the camera, but if you look real close, it's cracked right there. So just listening to that little crunch, we want to make sure we don't get those. And now we need to get this one off. I use a pair of flush cutters for that. You can get right in there next to it. Make sure I'm in frame here. So I'm getting right next to it. And we're just going to do that and pop it off. That'll save you a bunch of time. Still have some more. Go the right way, Jeremy. There we go. There. Now it's all out. Crystal can drop down, and we're ready to go again. So we're going to do that guy in blue. Flip it over. Use the leather. It's easier. Safer. And I'm actually going to show you, instead of on here, I'm going to hammer this one, because not everyone has a press. So I'm still going to take my leather. Let me switch cameras here. Get rid of that one, and we'll go here. Right. I can zoom out a little bit. Is that the right camera? Should be the right camera. about that. Hey, like, share, subscribe if you like this. Okay, can is on here. Okay, so I'm choked up really high on this. I don't want to be back here. I want to be right here. Lightly tapping down around the edges. You can kind of feel whenever it stops moving. Check your crystal. And everything's in little. There we go. Now we got a nice crystal in there. It's not cracked and it's nice and snug. So that's what we want. We want this. Let's zoom it out. Oh, there's no sound? Oh, it's good now. Sorry, I forgot to look up at the chat. We need this. We're gonna unzoom this. And we'll do that. Okay, so all of our elephants now have eyes. Unfortunately, whenever we come on, I want this one. Unfortunately, whenever we go through this, sometimes you're going to get marks on it. And we just want to get those marks off. I hate to have to go through so much to get this camera to autofocus and then stop focusing. So all of our elephants are good. We got a couple marks on here. Just gonna try and rub them out with my t-shirt here. Okay, that looks good. Back looks good. Especially because we had to drill those holes. So we put it on a hard surface. Just like everything to be nice, clean, neat. And my stamp didn't come in the mail today. So all of my puppies and my kitties are going out without my logo. But that's okay. So we have, for our order, our 6 elephants. That one. And every once in a while, play around and put one backwards. So what I mean by backwards, you see how these guys are all going this way? But that guy's going that way. It'll help make things kind of look weird, and people will take a double take of it just because it's not the same as everything else. So we need 6. We can put these 2 in my drawer, and those can be for sale for next time. We got our squid here, our bracelets. So our bracelets can get packed up. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I just dated myself. There's 6 in this bag. We can do our floating hearts. So these guys, they have a hole up here for you to put a wire through, and then you can put a charm or all kinds of things down in here, or just hang it on a necklace. One, 2, 3. We got our dogs and cats. They are done. And the cats have jump rings. They're all set. Cute little kitties. found a, well, they haven't found a forever home yet, but they will soon. Couple of puppies. They do have their birth dates on them though. So everything else, minus a couple, needs jump rings. So let's close up this box before I spill pieces everywhere. We'll get our findings here. And I like to use my round nose, not round nose, my curved pliers for this. I'm gonna stop this thing from autofocusing. There we go. So I'm just gonna grab my half the box here. And I like to use stainless because I feel more secure with it. Open that up a little bit more. And we'll throw it on the floor. So I'm using like the round edge part. Make it click, kind of rotate it back together, and you'll have a nice tight seam there. So we'll focus. Oh, hit the button, Jeremy. All right, so we got a nice tight jump ring there. And repeat. I also like to bend these in half, so where I'm holding them is like halfway on their sides, and I'm bending it right here in the middle. That way whenever I go back, everything is in the same shape and I don't have to worry too much about things being out of place. There we go, I got my click that time. Jump rings, jump rings. And these generally go pretty fast. But do you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to see next? Right after this, right after I get these packaged up, I'll tell you what my next order is. And we'll get started on that today, but in another live later on. More of these. I'm going to switch up to a 10mm stainless for the big guy here. Go. Got pieces of leather on the squid guy. All right, almost there. It took me a few days to get everything cut out, but I think it's because everything I had going on just made things a little bit harder to get shop time. Come on. Don't fight me. I'll win. I think today is Friday. So I'll be able to take this up to the post office. So I was talking with a friend the other day, and she suggested that I make some individual tutorial videos for like one item and put them up on Patreon so that I could make some more money from my content. What do you guys think about that? I was looking at it before, but some of the things I can and can't do, like if I had previews of videos that were coming out soon, I normally hire that job out, so I don't really have not the ability, but the memory maybe to do that. And then also with my health issues, it makes it hard for me to do things. Some days I can do something and some days I'm completely useless. But on those kind of days, sometimes I could still just talk and answer questions on a chat. Is that the last one? That's the last one. We're all done. Close this before I spill it. All right. Whale tails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mermaid tails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This bag says 1. That's where our squid's going. Get in there. And 6. This is our elephants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All done with that. So we finished our order we started the other day. These go in here. It goes to the ship pile. And those go right there. Sorry, now you gotta look at me. Is that on the right button? Yeah. So my next order that I'll be starting on today is, there it is. We're gonna be making fork tine hearts, 30 silverware rings, 10 bird houses. So the bird houses that I'm making are different than the normal bird houses that I'm making. So normally I would use a piece of, let's focus on. I would use a piece of the handle like this with the top cut off and make a roof. But these, I'm using the end and we'll be making the roof on the top and then drilling out the hole and soldering those together. So those will be fun. I think I have enough for that. How many did I say there was? 10. I think I have enough already set up to cut 10 of them. How is Toad? Do you mean Nathan? That's Nolan. I haven't heard Toad in a long time. He's doing good though, if that's who you're talking about. Okay, so that was quick. Let's see. How long did it take me to do that? 1 hour and 2 minutes. It's not too bad for a live feed. I will be on later whenever I start that other order and I get all my stuff situated so I don't have to get up. And I think right now I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to find out what's in this bag. So I really don't know what's in this bag. Kind of like Christmas present. I ordered it 2 years ago. That's how far behind I am on stuff. But so I'm gonna kick that off so it stops auto-focusing. That's the one thing I don't like about this camera. Okay, so if you guys haven't yet, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications whenever I go live. Most of my feeds are live stream, and I'm gonna start writing down kind of a step-by-step for me to make some individual videos for tutorials for you guys. And I don't think I'm gonna charge very much. I'm not trying to get rich. The wholesale pays all my bills and everything. I really like to teach and show people how to do things anyways. But I do understand people thinking I should get more, but I'm okay with it either way. But I'll make a few, see if you guys like them, and we'll go from there. But until I see you later today, have fun, and I thank you for spending your time with me. Bye, Lories. So let's see how many times I can stop this and